what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. Listen, embellished sandals are a big deal right now. And I thought, let's make over some old sandals. What to do though? There's so many options. My girlfriend, Laura, sent me these. And I'm like, well, those are amazing. Those are beautiful. But look at them. Really look at them. You know how to make those. You don't need me to teach you how to make those. Sandals, crystals, glue. Right? You know how to make those. You know how to make those. Then I thought, what about the bandana ones that have the bandana wrapped? Again, pretty easy. And also I just did bandana tees on my channel. So I said ixnay. And then I remembered, I've got these sandals, these stupid sandals. They seemed like such a good idea at the time. They were from Forever 21, so they cost me like nothing. They were clear, so they go with like everything. They're chunky platform, super in right now. Also give me a little much needed height. Great, win-win. No, they're so freaking uncomfortable. Dudes, they like cut my foot. They're so uncomfortable. The buckles, the plastic. So then I thought, yarn bombing. Let's freaking yarn bomb my uncomfortable sandals. It came to me because of my crochet dress last week. Did you guys catch that one? I turned a granny blanket into a killer dress and I had that hot pink yarn sitting on my table and I was like, oh, it's not only gonna make them look amazing, but it's gonna give a little layer of smushy padding so that I can wear them finally. Because they're so stupid. Alrighty, start off by getting all of the yarn colors you want. Now I did a dumb thing at first and I was getting like individual things of yarn, which would have been a tremendous waste of money and yarn when I realized these things existed. All the different mix of neon colors that I wanted in one spool for $2, done and done. So I grabbed my yarn and my sandals and I went outside. Why outside, you ask? Because I was lazy and I did not feel like plugging in my lights and grabbing them from the garage, so whatevs, natural light it is. First thing you're gonna do is start kind of separating your colors into little spools. You can see that I'm cutting each one and then sort of laying them down on the bottom left. That way I'll be able to figure out what sort of rainbow pattern I wanna create. For the very first thread that starts at the base where your sole of your shoe is, I recommend tying a knot. You'll just tie a knot, you'll slide the knot so it's hidden on the inside and push it down to the bottom. Now this is one of the most important things you're gonna do. You're gonna wrap, and then you're gonna use your fingernails to not only push them close together, but use your thumb and your index finger to like slide it so it tightens. I moved inside, you guys, because I was sweating my tits off and I needed the AC. So sorry, the lighting's a little off. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing with my fingers, right? I'm like sliding it towards itself. That way it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And once it's super saturated and you're done, you're gonna cut it off, giving yourself about 1/2 inch of excess. Now, I grabbed some fabric glue. You can use a different type of glue, but I had fabric glue and it works perfectly. A little line of fabric glue hidden on the inside, grab that little 1/2 inch tail you gave yourself, rub it right into the fabric glue, and it will end it. Then, where that one ended, you put another piece of fabric glue, and you grab your new color thread at the beginning, and so where the other one ended, the next one begins, and it will be totally seamless from the outside, and even from the inside, it'll be seamless. Again, you're going to wrap it around as many times as you want based off how thick, obviously, you want each color block. You can have them all uniform, you can make them all different, and you see I end up doing a mix of both. But you can see I'm wrapping, making sure to slide everything against itself so it's super tight, making sure it's laying nice and flat, finishing it off with a tiny bit of fabric glue, and then moving on to the next. Now, for my particular pattern, I decided to separate every single color by black. So I wanted black in between all of them to create like a really crisp, poppy effect. And on the back ankle strap, I decided to make it uniform. So I was able to count, and you'll kind of get your own rhythm with this, but I realized that like, it was maybe 12 rotations of the color, that was each color there, and then 4 rotations of the black, and that was what my dividers were. So I was able to make them perfectly uniform by just simply counting and realizing how many I had done. When I got to the end, I did a lot more black, which I did on either side. You're gonna wrap it as much as you possibly can because you want it to be as tight to that sole as possible. So keep going, even when you think you can't go a little bit more, and then add a little bit of glue. Now the ankle was totally done, and you can see it's like uniform, right? Each color block is the same. Now I'm gonna change that. Now doing this section where the buckle was super important because that's one of the most uncomfortable areas of the actual shoe. So again, for my very first one, I just tied the knot, I cut off the excess, I spin it around backwards, and I slide it down. The most fun part about this is really just the design. You get to decide which colors you use, where you put them, how thick they are, how often they repeat, the order, all that stuff. It's really fun, and it's basically just a step and repeat process. You're gonna repeat over and over until the shoes are covered. Oh, hey, you guys enjoying this video? I'm just gonna keep working over here, keep on wrapping. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I'm currently editing an awesome video. We did a full-on curb appeal makeover of our house. It was this super traditional, cute little house, and we turned it into like a modern farmhouse. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up because if you like before and after makeover transformations, you're gonna love this one. So make sure you guys click the bell so that you are notified when it comes out. Okay, back to the wrapping. Can't wait for you guys to see that one. Okay, when you do this part, if your sandals are like mine and they crisscross over each other, you just want to be aware of that because obviously a good amount of the colors on the underneath layer are going to get blocked. So if you did it specifically for the design like I did, I sort of repeated some of those steps because I wanted to be able to see that pattern again. Now on the very end where the strap ends and it's not anchored into your shoe, you're going to do it a little differently. You're going to do the same thing where you wrap and you tighten it, but you're actually going to add sort of like an inch or a half an inch of glue to secure more of it than just the very end because you want to make sure that the whole thing is going to lay flat. I even sealed up the very end with a little fabric glue as well. Now, when I did this strap, I made note of where the hole was that actually fit my shoe best. And I made sure to break it in two colors. So right where I knew I needed the hole is where I went from purple to black, which meant that when I looped it back in, I knew that as long as I went between those two colors, the little spokey thing was going to go through it in the most comfortable place. So you can see I'm basically done. For the very center front, I decided to start in the middle because I knew I wanted a little block of neon right in the center. So I started there and worked my way out. Once you finish one shoe, you have the option of doing the other one totally different and making it completely unique, or you can do what I mentioned where you're counting and figuring out exactly how many you did and then just mimicking it so that it's a perfect mirror of each other. That's what I ultimately did. So I went around and I would just go like, okay, right now it's teal, great. And I would measure 8 wraps of teal, great. 2 wraps of black, 6 wraps of purple, 2 wraps of black, 12 wraps of neon, you know, and I just kind of went and it comes together really fast until the whole thing is mirrored and they're done. That's it. That's all she wrote. Guys, they're real cute. I'm really excited. And I like it because this was an original idea. This wasn't me taking one of the photo inspos and just showing you how to make it. This was like an original idea. So I'm super stoked. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did and you're not subscribed, subscribe. And tap the bell so you get notifications. That way you also get a notification when my front yard curb appeal makeover comes out. And if you guys would do me a huge favor, share this with a friend. That's really the biggest thing you could do to help this channel grow. Share it with a friend. Screenshot your phone, post it on your social, anything like that. It's such a huge help to me. You have no idea. Anywho, I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I'll see you back here next Friday for another great DIY. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Mwah.